What impact did the Soviet Union have on Cuba under Fidel Castro? Imagine a small island nation standing firm against the might of a superpower. That was Cuba under Fidel Castro, and the Soviet Union played a vital role in that story. The relationship between Cuba and the Soviet Union shaped the island's political, economic, and military landscape during Castro's rule. When Fidel Castro led the Cuban Revolution in 1959, the Soviet Union did not directly impose communism on Cuba. However, the support from the USSR was crucial for Castro's regime. This backing included economic aid, military supplies, and technical assistance. Such support helped Castro solidify his power and defend against threats, especially from the United States. By late 1959, the Soviet Union recognized the Cuban Revolution as a significant leftist movement in Latin America. This recognition led to a close partnership. Cuba began to align its foreign policies with those of the Soviet Union, particularly during the Cold War. Regular communications between Castro and Soviet officials reflected a cooperative relationship based on shared goals. Economically, Cuba became increasingly dependent on the Soviet Union. From 1960 to 1990, the USSR supplied oil to Cuba at subsidized prices, allowing the island to bypass the trade embargo imposed by the United States. Cuba joined the Soviet-led economic organization known as Comecon in 1972. This integration allowed Cuba to receive coordinated economic assistance, helping sustain its socialist economy. Militarily, the Soviet Union's support was essential for Cuba's defense. After the failed Bay of Pigs invasion in 1961, the USSR provided arms and military training. This assistance helped Cuba build a defense system that aligned with socialist standards. The military backing from the Soviet Union was a cornerstone of Cuba's sovereignty during the Cold War. Ideologically, Fidel Castro's shift toward communism deepened after he came to power. As relations with the United States soured, Castro embraced Marxist-Leninist ideology. Influential figures like Che Guevara helped shape this ideological transformation, aligning Cuba firmly with the Soviet model. The Soviet Union's impact on Cuba under Castro is often seen as a successful example of international solidarity among socialist states. The support from the USSR enabled Cuba to resist pressures from imperialist forces and build a socialist society. This relationship demonstrated how socialist nations could assist each other in facing external challenges. In practical terms, the alliance with the Soviet Union allowed Cuba to maintain its socialist system and develop its industrial and agricultural sectors. The partnership played a significant role in Cuba's active participation in Cold War diplomacy as a staunch ally of the communist bloc. Overall, the Soviet Union's influence was decisive in securing the survival and consolidation of Cuban socialism. It shaped Cuba's international alignment and allowed the island to stand as a symbol of communist resistance in the Western Hemisphere.